Trump campaign views healthcare as a 2020 campaign weapon. Washington, May 24. Reuters. U.S. President Donald Trump's campaign believes he can turn Republicans' biggest liability from last year's congressional elections, the debate about the future of healthcare in America, into a winning issue for his re-election. That would have appeared highly unlikely just months ago, when Democrats seized upon the issue of coverage for pre-existing medical conditions to capture control of the U.S. House of Representatives. Since then, the 2020 Democratic presidential field has been locked. Indiana, a debate about how far to go to transform the U.S. healthcare system. Some candidates. Trump's campaign is betting that whoever emerges with the Democratic nomination next year will have been forced to embrace a sweeping healthcare reform proposal that may spook moderate voters. About half of the dozen top tier of Democratic hopefuls vying for the nomination have endorsed some form of Medicare for all, according to a Reuters analysis of campaign positions. Democrats could end up ceding political ground if they nominate a candidate who advocates for universal health care, said Drew Altman, president of the Kaiser Family Foundation, a nonpartisan health care advocacy group. Some voters will be leery of losing their private insurance, but Democrats are still likely to win over those concerned about pre-existing conditions and abortion access, Altman said. Trump has yet to set forth his long-promised health care reform plan. But he is speaking about health care more frequently. At a rally in Penn, he also is likely to tout what the White House and his campaign say are meaningful changes the administration has made to help small businesses and to try to reduce the price of prescription drugs for U.S. consumers. His administration argued in a report released in February that it has made healthcare markets more efficient by deregulating some aspects of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Those included doing away with the law's mandate to purchase health insurance and expanding coverage options through association plans, which allow small businesses to band together to purchase insurance. But Trump also has provided Democrats with fodder they are likely to use to challenge his health care claims, and they are sure to argue that Trump will cost millions of Americans their coverage. The president already backed a proposal in Congress that would have reduced protections for pre-existing conditions, despite his continued insistence that he does not want to eliminate those rules. And he has proposed his campaign will be forced to navigate those decisions as well as dispel voters' worry that Trump wants to gut the existing Obamacare framework with no effective replacement. Trump said in a local media interview in Pennsylvania this week he would roll out a new health care plan soon. The White House did. Providing such a plan will be critical to winning over voters next year, said Michael Steele, a former top aide to former Republican House Speaker John Boehner. Steele said that, while he thinks Democrats are overreaching on the issue, Chris Kofinis, a Democratic strategist and former chief of staff to Senator Joe Manchin, a moderate from West Virginia, said Trump's campaign underestimates the depth of voter anxiety over health care costs and coverage. Branding Democratic proposals as socialist will not be persuasive, he said. Kofinis warned that Democrats risk losing their edge on the issue, however, if they fail to heed the lesson of the 2018 midterm elections and instead become preoccupied with investigations of Trump. Last year, Democrats took 40 seats to regain the House, a victory largely fueled by voter concerns over losing coverage if Republicans dismantled Obamacare. Murtaugh believes that Democrats did not act quickly enough to turn their electoral victories into action.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.